Every puzzle has an answer.
Okay, I think everything is in order. I actually started stream at the time that I said I was gonna start, which is already, better than uh most other times that I've streamed, but okay. Hello everyone, my name is Protagonist. You can call me Protag, and today we're talking Highlander. I guess Limit 1 is the proper terminology for it, but uh Rush Duels has announced a couple weeks ago. Actually, this isn't news for people who are already following like the Rush Duel, like quote unquote OCG or the TC or whatever you want to call it, right? The paper format. Uh, this has been announced for a while, but they have been doing events like this for a bit, right? They had like that level 7 event or whatever. I'm not entirely sure what the rules were for that, but this time they're doing a limit 1 event where every single card is limit 1. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But since I didn't stream last week, we have 2 weeks worth of news to catch up on before Headlander of Reigning comes out this week, comes out on Friday. So we'll be talking about some of the cards that they announced, some of the future stuff that they're gonna do, and yeah, I mean, with Worlds just around the corner as well, we are gonna be, we're gonna be listening to see if there's gonna be any Rush Duel related news. I assume it's only gonna be for Duel Links, right? My best bet is probably, you know, I don't know if they're gonna add rituals so soon. I don't think anyone's like teased that or anything. So maybe not rituals yet. They might release a new character or something like that. I don't know who they would try and add at this point in time that they haven't already like teased, right? Usually at this like okay, the biggest thing they could do is announce like Yuga Goha, right? As like the big bad or like the boss or like just a new Sevens character, right? And like that could they could make it a big event or something like that. Who knows? But outside of that, I would really love to just get some more Rush Duel news. That'd be really fun. I don't really follow the the Duel Link stuff as readily as some other people. There's clearly other channels, like Tomato Swords that does a lot in terms of the Rush Duel Link sphere. So maybe I'll have to just kind of see what's going on there. We might do a watch along, we might not. It really depends. I'm not the biggest fan of the Rush Duel Links. I'm just not a fan of the Duel Links in general, right? Like I understand why the yellow button is so nice, but it just feels weird. It just feels really weird. Anyway, that's all we're here to talk about. If I want to talk about that, I'll make a video of it at some point. Who knows? But we are here to talk about the news. So let's jump into that. We have quite a bit to get through. Starting off with prepare for a comeback tour with Thunder Beetle Crash. So, Tyler and Toombs are two characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime who were the other bandmates of Roa when, they were performing and everything. And Tyler is the one that ran the Thunder Beetles, and this is a new addition to his deck, but also a new addition to Roa's deck. This is pretty good, Roa support as well. I say Roa support, but pretty okay Royal Rebel support for the most part. So let's look at what the card is. Thunder Beetle Crash, level 4 Light Thunder effect monster, 1200 attack and defense. During the turn, this card is normal summon. Choose 2 light monsters in your grave and place them in the bottom of your deck in any order, and you can choose a face-down card on your opponent's spell and trap zone. For the rest of the turn, they cannot activate that chosen card. That is not too bad. Definitely helps, for decks that like mill a bunch. But yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, this is in the headliner of reigning set because this does also help the Royal Rebels in a way because they are light monsters. So you could use this as, a form of back row interruption if you don't have anything to just directly remove them. Would you run it? I'm not so sure. This can definitely be, I mean, there was a point where people were running the bolt corn. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was it the two horned one was the tribute, right? And then was it the 30 horned or one? I don't remember. One of the bolt corns also did something similar, but I don't know. It feels okay. It's not, I don't think it's something that's like an instant ad. Next up is Somebody Save Us with Y Salvation support. So we did get the rest of the Y Salvation cards. Nothing that really stood out, but we did, okay, I say that, but this guy does kind of stand out to me. But let's get through them one by one. The Imprisoned Dragon Princess, level 4 Water Worm, 800 attack, 1500 defense. Send the top 3 cards of your deck to the grave, then you can choose a fusion in your grave and place it at the top of the deck. For the rest of this turn, you cannot attack with monsters except for water monsters. So, like we already know, they have the Star Salvation or Star Protection, that one spell card, the useless spell card that they have that also becomes fusion in the grave. So there are more opportunities for you to use this card and actually get the effect off, which then lets you use the other Y Salvation cards like Fist or Wise, or was it Wise? Whatever, the other one, right? The ones that let you fusion summon if you draw the fusion and or if you mill the fusion from the top of your deck. Anyway, this just helps you enable that a little bit better. Next up, we have Magical Weapon Tracked. Level 5 Water Machine Effect monster. It is a level 5. You will need to sack something for it. That is interesting. Because it allows you to fusion summon a magical night monster by sending a monster from your hand or field to the grave, including this card. So you are costing a little bit more, but it is technically, the same cost as if you were like playing a fusion and then having to fuse monsters, right? It's still like 3 cards to make a fusion monster. So it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, it is good to note that this is a level 5 and there's no way to cheat this out easily. Next up is Magical Weapon Knight Xeno 1, level 9 water magical knight fusion effect monster. 3,000 attack, 2,600 defense, requires magical weapon tracked and a level 8 or lower water effect monster. This is the same for like all the other fusion monsters in this family. If magical weapon tracked is in your graveyard, which is most likely than not, choose one card in your opponent's field and destroy it. During the end phase of this turn, change control of this card to the opponent. If there is no open monster zone when this card changes control, send this card to the graveyard. So there are ways to make this work, right? Like, obviously, there's already an in-theme monster that can destroy a water machine on your opponent's field, which is basically water magical knight or water machine, which is basically asking you to destroy this card, right? It's put this out on the field first, then you can destroy an opponent's monster, and then, it's going to go on their side or whatever at the end of the turn, and then you're going to have to try and, like, destroy it afterwards. Sure. I mean, it feels a little bit weird, but, this is... It's a cool idea, right? I think that's fine. But, like, now that I'm reading it, like, is this worth it? Because, like, during the end phase, you change control. So you can't even destroy it. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me look at the cards again. Because was it the trap that does it? Or was it also... There was the... Oh, I'm gonna have to remember what the trap is called. That's not happening. No, because Star Protector Recapture only destroys a card on your opponent's field. It doesn't specifically mention that, but there is the fusion monster that does. Right, destroy one monster on your opponent's... Yeah, Fist the Contractor, the Imprisoned Dragon, destroy one monster on your opponent's field. Then you could destroy a water attribute, magical knight, or machine monster on your opponent's field. So that works, but you'd have to wait until your turn again to use it. So that's very slow. That's extremely slow. I don't know if that's something that's worth playing or not. We'll have to see. Or you can use Star Salvation Shield, which you can't search. Yeah, that's true as well. Star Salvation Shield does finally actually... The taking control of a magical knight fusion monster actually applies here. That is true. For the most part, people don't care about the secondary effect, but all of a sudden it does actually work here. And, that makes sense. That actually does make sense. Yeah, I was thinking of just the new stuff, but you're right. Star Salvation Shield would actually work here because it does take control. That is true. That is true. So there are ways to get rid of it or just to take back control. Whether or not that's worth it in the first place is going to be beyond me. But I mean, technically, yes, right? Because you sack one monster, then you get the monster that you gave to them, and then, that's not bad. That's not a bad trade. Okay, and then finally, Wise Salvation Calling. Normal spell card, activate the top 4 cards of your deck and show them. You can choose up to one level 4 lower water monster with 0 or 1500 defense and up to one Wise Salvation Awakening among them and add them to the hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, this helps you get your Wise Salvation Awakening to be able to then put it back to the top of your deck, right? Like, this is good just for this, but then you can also get any of your other fusion enablers to then pair up with the Wise Salvation Awakening. So, yeah, I can't see a problem with this card. I think this is fine. And I believe that's all of the Wise Salvation cards we've talked about. Overall, I don't think this deck is great, but it's not unplayable. I initially thought that this was going to be kind of like a completely not a bad deck, to say the least. But I think there is some worth here. The gimmick is interesting, right? Using the Wise Salvation Awakening and then, having this whole extra thing about giving your opponent this monster and then, being able to take it back or destroy it the next turn. Sure, I guess. But you have to have the answer. You have to have, Star Protector's protection, or you're going to have some way of defending yourself against this thing for one more turn before you can destroy it with, you know, the fist fusion. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's worth running or not. We'll have to see. Because I mean, the other card already can destroy a monster anyway, so this does the same thing. But yeah, we'll have to see. It's not going to be great. I'll say that. It's not going to be great. All right, moving on. Next up, there is no Out to Infinity with Einsoft Ritter, or Einsoft Ritter. Sorry, I added the T on habits. You know, I think there's a water deck in this set that might like her. Let's see. Level 3 Water Machine Effect Monster. This was promoted as one of the new staples that people can be running. 1200 attack, 0 defense. During the turn this card was normal summoned, you can send this face-up card from your field to the grave. Choose one level 4 monster in your graveyard and special summon it to your field in face-up defense position. So obviously, yes, this can be used in Y Salvation. A lot of their, I think all of their fusion enablers, their low-level monsters are level 4 to be able to use this, which is totally fine. But you can use this for a lot of other cards too. This basically allows you to get back any of your level 4 monsters. You don't have to, there's no other specification on what you can do. So this is not bad, right? I think this can be pretty useful in decks that, you know, just need you to get back certain level 4s and just have it on the field to use their effect again, right? Or to use their effect for the first time, right? Like, I can definitely see this being a possibility in, well, okay, the most recent example I can think of, because I was playing with this deck a little bit, was baseball, right? Using this to get back the Onomata pitcher, and then basically being able to just get your board back online, you know, afterwards is not bad, right? So I think there's a lot of decks that could utilize this. Maybe a side deck option if you're not seeing a lot of things, or if you're a deck that mills a bunch and can afford adding this. I think this isn't bad, right? This is almost a better Legend Strike in a way, right? Like, you don't have to run Legend Strike. You can run this. Am I crazy? Am I talking out of my ass here? Like, I would rather run this instead of Legend Strike. I don't know. Yeah, I might, okay, the one thing that is good about Legend Strike compared to this is that it won't get destroyed by, you know, your opponent's trap cards, right? Like, if your opponent, you know, freaking treacherous trap holes this, or destroys this, or flips this face down, or does anything, then you are out of luck, right? The one thing that Legend Strike does do better is that it's a spell card, and it can't easily be stopped, right? The worst thing that could possibly happen is that the monster that then gets summoned then gets destroyed. Sure. Then you're just out of luck again. So it doesn't really matter. You're running the risk anyway. But it is interesting whether or not you want to, like, what the, like, because this just takes any level 4 monster. Legend Strike, you do have to be a bit more specific. Your card pool is a little bit lower here, but, you know, that could be worth it. That could honestly be worth it in the future. So, yeah. Deck feels a little bit too flavor first to be good. I can see that. I can definitely see that. I don't think it's going to be, you know, meta defining or anything like that, but I like the concept. I think they could have either pushed more into doing stuff with the, if they were going to do the lore thing, if they're going to lean so heavily into it, then I think they should have let the control of Xeno 1 go right after you use the effects, and not wait until the end of your turn, right? Because, like, the best way to utilize this, in my opinion, or like the way to make this work and not feel like you're going to screw yourself the next turn, is that you flip control of Xeno 1 as soon as you activate the effect, destroy a monster, put Xeno 1 onto their field. Then if you have the cards in hand, or if you have the ability, then you make the fist fusion and then destroy the Xeno 1, right? Like, that's the cool way to do it. But I guess because Star Protector's protection exists, that they want to be able to have you use it. But like you said, there's no way of getting that card back from your graveyard, and Rush Duels doesn't have searching, so it doesn't really matter. They just need to do something else. They need to make the effect more worth it, in my opinion, because destroy one and lose control is whack. It is very lame in 2026. I think it is too weak of an effect to just destroy one card and then lose control of this monster and not have a way to destroy it or take control of it until your opponent's next turn. Like, that feels a little bit gross, right? I don't like that, because if you don't have the out, then what's the point, right? You're taking such a big risk, and for what? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But yeah. All right. Moving on. Alternate artworks for Headliner of Reigning. Yeah, so we got a bunch of alt arts. The alt art for speaking of artwork for Xeno 1, everything is a bit shinier. You can clearly see that they have the girl trapped in the machine, absorbing her life force or using her as a battery or whatever anime plot line we're using here. Right? Like, they got rid of the giant laser beam to be like, clearly, guys, look, we put the girl in the machine, all right, just to show you, how powerful she is, and yada yada. It's like, all right, sure, whatever. The fist, the roaring gauntlets. Oh, okay. I was like, what was the difference again? It's the girl. They show you the girl. I don't think is there anything else? I'm playing freaking Spot the Difference, right? The girl is the only difference, right? The girl that was hidden beforehand now shows her face for the alt art. I feel like they could have done a little bit more, right? They could have changed the color of the fist, or like the fire, the energy patterns. They could have changed the color there, but all they did was just pop the girl's head out. Sure. Whatever. Next off is Einsof Ritter. I'm gonna say it. I kind of just like the OG artwork compared to the alt art. The alt art does look amazing. Don't get me wrong. I love the idea that it is, yes, giant hand cannon, all the energy cords and everything, all the power lines and everything like that. That does look really cool, and going into attack mode with the eyes and everything. That is very scary, but also it's like I could be your angel, I can be your devil, basically, right? Like, you wouldn't like me if I'm angry type stuff. And you know what? That's true. If I were to get this, I would not complain. This is such a cool alt art, but this is also just very cute in my opinion. I also just like the card. So, yeah, not bad. I do prefer the original, but this also does look really cool now that I'm getting a closer look. So, yeah, that's not too bad. Let's see. And that's it. All right. That's all for that. So now we can move on to the next page. Get fit with Healthy Olivia, finally. And we have the giant embed of the YouTube short. That is we do know. We can watch it, I guess. If I click on it. Oh, okay. There's no way for me to make this smaller. Never mind. We're not watching it, because then it's gonna zoom in. Because I've watched the short and I know what happens midway in the short, and if there's no way for me to make it smaller in the thing without changing other things, we're not gonna watch it. If you want to watch it, you can watch it yourself. And who knows? Maybe you'll see a comment from someone familiar in there. Who knows? Anyway, Healthy Olivia. Finally, we have the effect text for our Muscle Mommy. Level 7 Light Pyro Effect Monster, 2200 attack, 1300 defense. You can tribute summon this card in attack position by attributing 1 Pyro Monster. If you do, this card's original attack becomes 1500. This is the only Healthy level 7 that requires a tribute of a Pyro Monster, mainly because what are you going to do afterwards, right? Because, this is good because you want to get rid of some of your other level 7s that might be useless, right? Healthy Catherine is great. Gets your ritual monster, or gets your ritual spell. You can use it. Fine. But also, what else? The Lamilla you want to keep on the field. Shanlong you probably don't want to keep on the field. So, in case that happens, you can at least use the Shanlong as tribute for your Olivia, thus replacing it and giving you, a quote-unquote better monster. During the main phase, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can choose a Healthy's High in your grave and add it to your hand. After this effect's activation, you cannot activate the effects of monsters except for pyro monsters. This isn't too bad. This is not one that locks you into attacking with pyro monsters, which is great. So you still can, use things like the Ryozai, because Ryozai is a continuous effect. It does not care whether or not you have to activate the effect, because you don't have to activate an effect. But Healthy's High is the other ritual spell that allows you to make any of your other level 7 rituals. The deck is fun. I like it a lot. Just needs a bit more oomph, in my opinion. But I'll talk about it later. I did record a Rush review for this, so hopefully we get that back soon. But yeah, sorry, I was about to sneeze and I was trying to hold it back. What else do I want to say? We'll talk about this deck later. I have some other opinions about this deck, but I won't talk about them now. Moving on, shiver at the sounds of a piano heard after school. Oh yeah, I guess this should have been next to the Tyler one. Anyway, Thunder Beetles, and then the zombies, the ghosts. I don't know what to call that deck. But yes, so Tombs also had a deck of level 0, or not level 0, like the 0 attack zombie monsters or whatever, and they did a thing. But this is once again mainly for just the Royal Rebel support in the end. Level 2 Dark Zombie Effect Monster, 800 attack, 0 defense, continuous effect. Face up light and dark monsters with an original attack or defense of 0 on your field. Gain 500 attack and cannot be destroyed by your opponent's effects. I mean, once again, this is good for the Royal Rebels, right? Put this on the field, and you have given your Royal Rebels some protection that they might not have had before. Because let's be honest, that is one thing that they've never had. They kind of just go all in, and that's it. And you know what? I respect it. It goes in line with the theme of rebellion and just going hard at the stage and whatever. You can tell I don't go to rock concerts, but yeah, overall I think this is fine. This is also this could also be Lovely support in a way, but Lovely has ways of protecting themselves, so it's not that big of a deal. This is mainly for the Royal Rebels, so this could be good. This could be a side deck option that I might consider, just because it gives you that nice protection. Obviously, other cards like what else could we put in here? I don't think there's anything else that really gives you better blanket protection that would fit the slot. Yeah, not really, I guess. Sunset Rebirth is an option as well, because at least gives you protection, and then if your monsters stay on the field, you can be able to use them for tribute in the future, but they're in defense position and they have 0 defense. Like, what do you expect is gonna happen? That's not really a good option for you to put in. Anyway, yeah, I think this is fine. I mean, in terms of usefulness, I feel like this is more useful than the Thunder Beetle one, in my opinion. Oh, let's see. Okay, I missed a lot of comments. Olivia's entry is number 5, the same number of rings as the actual Olympics logo. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Interesting. The fact that all the healthy monsters have entry numbers heavily referenced from other topics. Tomb support, yep. The deck is called Ghost Stories. Okay, that's right. Thank you. I mean, Royal Roman has been support bearing. Roman herself isn't getting one in the set, unfortunately. That is true. I assume eventually it's gonna happen, right? We already got a bunch of new stuff for Yuga. We got a bunch of stuff for Luke, and I guess we're soon, like, we could go down the line, right? I thought, like, at some point, I feel like all of these Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's protagonists will get some new retrains, get some new things in the future. Who knows? At least the Tomb cards support Roman in some way. That is also true. Oh, I hate Lovely? What has Lovely ever done? I mean, the deck is called Lovely. They're just nice. They're good. It's a good deck. I don't know what to say. It's a there's nothing. They've done nothing wrong. All they've done is lose their identity for a little bit and then come back a little bit stronger, It's fine. All right, moving on. Battle Evil with the Sacred War of Arthene. This is one of the cards that I'm hoping to get. I'm hoping to pull this card alongside. Oh, look at that. It's Surtur. Yeah, so this is a really fun card. Normal spell card. This card is treated as protection of Arthene while in the graveyard. Send one other face-up spell card on your field to the grave, and you can choose a face-up card on your opponent's field and destroy it. Then you can choose up to 2 Fairy Union monsters in your grave and add them to the hand. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. What do you mean? You can just get the card you destroyed and then get something else and then put them onto another monster and just give them a bunch of attack. And it's so good. It's such a good card. I love it so much. Oh my god. But yeah, so, this is just a really good card. It gets you removal, and you get to make your stuff stronger. Like, why did they let this happen? I guess it's because it's only for fairy monsters, and let's be real, there's only so many fairy monsters that can utilize the power of Arthene, so you know, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I'm happy. I'm personally really happy. So, you know, that means it has to be good. All right, next up, Yae and Sasuke arrive in full color. Yes, Yae the special investigation, or I guess Yae the ritual monster. I don't remember the full name, I'll be quite honest. Oh yeah, Yae the secret special investigations mermaid. Oh, you know what? I was close, and I should have just trusted my gut. But yes, so we got the original art, then we got the alternate artwork, which is something that happens in the game. I did not play Gambare Goemon, so I would not know, but I did see screenshots of it of someone showing it to me. So this is a game, or this was pulled directly from the game. This is not some weird, a weird thing that the developers had, probably, I guess. But anyway, level 4 Wind Warrior, Ritual Effect Monster, 1500 attack, 2000 defense. During the main phase of this card was Ritual Summoned. Draw 1 card, then you can look at 1 face down card in your opponent's spell trap zone. If it's a trap, then destroy the chosen card. For the rest of the turn, you cannot activate the effect of Yae, the secret special investigations mermaid. The card drawing is already not bad. Looking at a face down card in your opponent's spell trap zone is also really good, because even if it isn't a trap card, it means it's a spell card, which means that they wouldn't be able to activate it on that turn anyway, and that means you're safe, right? You're trying to make sure that the board is clear so that you can summon your Goe Goe, the rumored Kabuki Lion, freely without any worries, and then, you know, attack through without having to worry about, you know, getting battle trapped, like getting, you know, any mirror forced, right? Any mirror force would do you in, but, you know, anything like that is great. And if they don't have a trap card, that's even better, right? And then you can summon without worries. You don't have to worry about any, you know, main phase traps and stuff like that. It's good. It's good. It's nice to have that sort of relief, I guess, right? It's good. It's good. Yae, the Special Investigations Ninja, the level 4. During the turn this card is normal summoned, you can choose a ninjutsu art of special transformation in your grave and add it to your hand. For the rest of this turn, you cannot activate the effect of Yae again. All right. I mean, it gets you the ritual spell. Nothing to say here. That's always just good. Sasuke, the Clockwork Ninja, level 4 Wind Warrior, attack 1200, defense 1200. If helpful items is in your graveyard, choose a powerful machine Clockwork Worker in your grave. Is it Worker or Walker? I'm pretty sure Yugipedia said Walker, but I could be wrong. In your graveyard and special summon it in face-up defense position. For the rest of your turn, you cannot attack with monsters except for Wind Warrior monsters. Lock doesn't matter. You're already making a deck with a bunch of Wind Warriors. The fact that you could try and add something else would be incredible. But face-up defense position does mean you can still activate the effect, and that's good, because we'll see later, this is a pretty decent card. Next up is Ninjutsu Art of Special Transformation. This allows you to ritual summon a Wind Warrior monster by sending face-up Wind Warrior monsters on your field to the grave as material, whose total levels are greater to or equal to or greater than, sorry, I flipped those, than the level of the monster that you're trying to ritual summon. This allows you to make both Yae and the Goe Goe ritual monster, But unlike the ultimate transformation or whatever, the other one, this one does not give you the protection upon summon, which means you are susceptible to, the trap holes or any removals and things like that. So that is exactly why you would want to try and make Yae first to try and scout it out, right? Because like you force your opponent's hand by making Yae first. Yae, if you have a battle trap or if you have a trap card and your opponent summons Yae, you're gonna have to use it, right? You're gonna have to use it if it's an interruption like a trap hole or something, or a thing that flips your card face down like Shiny Shady, or else it's gonna get destroyed and you lose value anyway, right? But if it's not that and they reveal it's just a spell card, then they can attack you. They don't have to worry about and things like that. I think this is fine. I think the deck is gonna come out a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I originally put this deck down because I was like, it feels like, if it didn't feel that good. But I think there are good ways to play this deck, and I might have to look into it a bit more. It's the rush deck I hate the most, mainly because of the traps. Yeah, the traps are annoying. I'll give you that. It is Walker. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I guess because this came out before Walker came out, they just had to make the assumption, and like no one I know personally has ever played this game. So they wouldn't have any idea of like whether this was actually like, a worker or, a giant walking machine that it actually is. So I get it. Let's finish getting fit with healthy. So the video came out, they showed the rest of the healthy cards that were missing, which is great because we need to know what they were. Let me drink some water. Oof. All right. First up is healthy Rem. Kind of like REM sleep. Get it? Because she's sleepy. She EP. Level 7 Earth Pyro effect monster, 1700 attack, 1300 defense. You can normal summon this card without a tribute. This card's original attack becomes 1000. Send the top card of your deck to the grave, and you can choose a face-up monster on your opponent's field and have it lose 500 attack until the end of this turn. If Starts boasting about your health is in the graveyard, you can choose one face-up monster on your opponent's field and have it lose 500 attack. So, a decent debuff, a total of 1000 attack if you have the trap card in the grave. Whether or not you run the trap card is beyond me. I don't, for the most part, the decks that I've been testing with, I don't run it. If anything, I run one copy. If I use it, I use it. If I mill it, then then I can activate Rem and get both effects off. That's fine. But like that's not something that I like, because because flipping all your monsters to defense and then flipping them back to attack does reset their attack to its original. The only issue is that all of their attacks suck. Their attack values are garbage. Like, I would rather keep them in defense position if they're already in defense position due to something else. Or like, if I put them into attack, then like, yeah, sure, maybe that helps, but like, I don't know, man. Like, you're asking for a lot here when you're doing it this way. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway, this is one of the other cards that definitely you wanna remove, right? So having something like Olivia remove this is totally fine. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Next up is a throw thanks to good health. Shuffle 3 pyro monsters from your grave into the deck. You can choose a face-down card in your opponent's spell trap zone and destroy it. For the rest of this turn, you cannot attack with monsters except for pyro monsters. Honestly, not bad. You can use this multiple times. Finally, something that isn't hard once per turn. I feel like we're getting a lot more of those nowadays, which I mean is fine. Their effects are strong, but come on, we needed something that we can use more than once. So it is good that we can do that. But yeah, this is just spell trap removal. Shuffling 3 pyro monsters from your grave back into the deck is asking for a lot. It's not something that like you can use 3 times in a row unless your like mid to late game, I guess. But it's that's a rough one. That's a rough one for sure. And then here's the trap card. Start boasting about your health. When your opponent normal or special summons a monster during your opponent's turn, choose up to 3 face-up level 7 power monsters in your field and change them to face-down defense, then change them to face-up attack. Then choose one monster your opponent controls and change its battle position. Yeah, I mean, it really depends, right? Like, if your opponent hadn't already destroyed your back row before making their big guy, then sure, it makes sense. But like, you know, it's weird. I'm not feeling it. Honestly, this feels really weak. And it's not something that I think this deck needed. If anything, if they wanted to do the exercise, at least buff their attack by 1,000. Right? Straight up buff their attack by 1,000, and then I would understand it. Right? Because like, let's be real, all of the healthy monsters' attacks are weak as hell, and buffing them 1,000 attack point, or yeah, 1,000 attack points would not change anything, right? They would still get hit over by whatever boss monster exists, right? They would still be destroyed by whatever, you know, spell trap effects, whatever, right? That was gonna happen regardless. But like, do something, like make it so that you have stronger, the stronger effect, right? Like, oh my god, putting these back at like 17, 13, you know, like, they're all shit. They're all shit attack. And like, what? Oh yeah, 3 healthy Olivia to 3,200. Like, oh, that's so scary. No, it's fine. It's fine. Give me a reason to play this card. If 1,000 is too much, 500. 500, I'll take it. But like, oh my god, please. Please. This is such a useless trap. Yeah, it's such a useless trap. It's so useless. All right. It's mostly Japan only series, being fair. Exactly, right? Like that. No one's playing Gum. Like you'd have to like actively search out the game, in my opinion. Yeah, Healthy's not a good deck. I think it's not terrible, in my opinion. I think there are ways to make it good, but it's just lacking in attack power. It's just so weak. It's just so weak. I want it to be good so bad. But like, oh my lord, they made this weak for no reason. In a deck that wants you to exercise to like gain buffs, they made the Taiga Sati buff so weak. And like the trap card doesn't even buff it, right? Like, you're just setting yourself up for failure for this trap card. And like, I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking here. Right? Like, give me a reason to utilize this trap card that isn't just resetting my monsters. Like, I want them in defense position so I don't take damage. Like, hello? Or like, you know, why would I run this? It should gain attack. I don't know about gaining attack permanently. That feels a little bit too strong. I feel like the attack gain should only happen if they do the squat. If they do it that way, that makes total sense. I get why they gain the attack. But permanent attack is a little bit too strong in my opinion, right? 1,000 would be great, 15. Yeah, right? Like, there are cases where, you know, even 1,500, but we do have to consider, you know, the ritual monsters and Olivia being already pretty high attack, like pretty high attack, quote unquote, overall, where 1,500 would be a lot, right? They don't have destruction prevention, so that's fine, only unless they have, you know, Lamilla up. But, like, even then, right? You would want to try and have your Lamilla in, you know, defense position for the most part. Have the base... Yeah, it's too late, right? Have the base attack be higher. It's too late. The cards are already printed. They're coming out basically 2 days from now, right? It's too late. The deck is going to be bad. They really forced this deck to underperform, right? So far, out of the quote unquote like main decks that come out of this set, 2 out of the 3 feel like garbage to play, right? Why Salvation wanted to be more lore accurate than good And then Healthy had the potential to be amazing, but came out way too weak. Right? Like it just the attack power isn't there, and you know the gimmick is cool. I like the gimmick so much, but they just underutilized it, and they just did not give it the proper buffs. So I don't know. At least Royal Rebels, in my opinion, they did get something good here, right? I think the Royal Rebels got amazing cards that help the deck out a lot, right? I don't know how people can complain about the new level 7 or whatever, right? What is it called again? What is their new guy called? Extreme. Yeah. I cannot fathom why people would complain about Royal Rebels Extreme. Right? Like it's such a good card for the deck. And like it's something that you would want, right? Like who wouldn't want to have, you know, basically a Monarch Stormforth on a body so that you can utilize both Extreme and whatever monster you choose as tribute fodder for whatever Royal Rebels you want to summon next, right? Like it's just so good. Also, I said level 7, it's a level 8. I don't know what I was thinking. They're all level 8s. Besides for like a few, right? It's because Invasion's a 7. But like yeah, like their high levels would love to have, you know, easier access to having, you know, multiple high level tributes. Like this is so good. This is so good. This is amazing removal, right? Like we don't really have any card that protects against being tributed for other stuff that's like, you know, being actively utilized. So like this is just so good. I don't know how people can complain about this. I think they just play Duel Links and just assume they know everything about the Royal Rebel deck. But like, come on, you're playing a deck with a yellow button that says, oh, you can just bring out your level 7s or level 8s and then put freaking what is it? Invasion or the Dual Metal and put it on top? I don't know what they do in Duel Links. All I know is that they can cheat out their guys really easily. But yeah, so yeah, it's weird that one deck is good and like everything else kind of seems mid or worse. It feels really bad. The set kind of feels bad in terms of trying to shake up the meta that is still zombies and spark hearts. We need to move on, and they haven't made a deck better than already ban list hit zombies and spark hearts. They're still good. They didn't hit it hard enough, and they haven't made a deck stronger to beat them, and that is really, really unfortunate. All right, moving on. Why Salvation Rescue? Oh, this is the one that was yeah, okay, so these are the trap card I was thinking about. When your opponent normal summons a monster, you can send a face-up water monster with 0 or 1500 defense from your field to the grave. Choose one face-up card in your opponent's field and destroy it. If you destroyed a fusion monster, you can choose a imprisoned dragon princess in your grave and special summon it to your field face-up. For the rest of the turn, the monster special summon device's effect cannot be destroyed by battle. So that's basically what they wanted you to do, right? Like, or like another option. If Star Salvation Shield isn't there, or Star Protector's Protection, sorry, you know, you can use this trap card, right? You can use this, sack one of your monsters, and then you can destroy the Xeno 1. Right? And then if you destroy the Xeno 1, you can bring back the Imprisoned Dragon Princess because, you know, that's the lore, right? You destroy the monster, you save the princess. That's great. Then you can special summon onto your field, and then it cannot be destroyed by battle, but it can be destroyed by card effects, and then what? And then what are you gonna do? Right? Like, okay, sure. Sure. But yeah, so it's another option, I guess. But like, you really want to do that to yourself? I don't know. All right, moving on. Burn the midnight oil with midnight reading. I was one who got baited by this card in the beginning when I first saw, the tweets from Konami from the Yu-Gi-Oh Twitter account with the image. I honestly thought that this was a overframe or whatever for the advanced format. Then I looked at it again and I was like, this is a Rush Duel card. What's going on? And then I was like, oh yeah, because they're doing the Diabell Star Snake Eye Sinful Spoil Animation Chronicle. I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, Midnight Reading. During a turn that you have not activated Midnight Reading, send a spell card from your hand to the grave and you get to draw 2 cards. Then you can choose a face-up monster card in your spell and trap zone and special summon to your field in face-down defense position. Is that good? I mean, kind of. But like, that's not that big of a deal in my opinion, right? You can, at the cost of a spell card, draw 2 cards. That's not bad either. I think there's quite a few decks who would be okay with running it like that, right? I don't think this is a bad card. I use this for my own lovely deck, but I'm still messing around with it. I don't exactly know how many I should be running. I think this is fine at 3. But this is a good card. I like it a lot. This is also a card that I would love to get in Overrush Rare if I can. Like, this is just it's a very, very beautiful card, not just because the Bellstar is there, but Poplar is very cute. It's very cute. Also, today I learned that Poplar can talk, I guess. They have Poplar being voiced. I don't know if it's going to be like, just, animal noises or whatever, but, it could just be like mind thoughts. If you have a giant eye here, it could be transmitting the voices directly within Diabellstar's head, so who knows. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. The card is good. It is fun. There are some people that aren't keen to the tie-ins and being like, well, none of these cards are actually in advanced or are actually in Rush Duel, so why would they print these cards? I'm like, bro, it's their product. They can do whatever. The effect is good. Why not? Why the heck not? Let's see. Skills are stupid. I do have to agree with that. Roa joining Joey's ranks as Seven's potential man. You know what? I'm okay with that. Someone had to do it. Rush Duel tends to cross promote. They did with the Charmers and Magistas. Yeah, no, I know that they do it, right? I know that they do it. It's just, I had forgotten. I had forgotten at the time. You can use this for decks that ran unions. Yeah, exactly. Like Lovely. Lovely runs unions now, so it's great. It's great. They Shame, Ray, and Albaz got skipped on the Chronicle cross promotions. This is true. It would have been cool to see a Sky Striker or an Albaz card here, but alas, the people at Konami thought of the idea a little bit too soon. But I do like I do like the fact that with this Midnight Reading, right, they still managed to tie it in with the overall, like, the Sinful Spoils has Sinful Spoil Subversion or whatever, right? The card that pushes your opponent's monsters into the spell and trap zone. So it's really cool that they at least found a way to make it kind of make sense into Rush Duels, right? Like with the Union monsters and everything now being added. Now they were like, oh yeah, we can put this in, and then, oh my god, we can move the monsters from the spell and trap zone into the monster zone. Like, it's kind of like the same thing. It's cool. It's cool. I like the idea a lot, right? I like that it somehow tied in even more. Besides being just Animation Chronicles, it still involved, one of the things that Sinful Spoils was, one of the Sinful Spoils cards was really good at, right? So I like that aspect as well. So hopefully they can do that in the future with whatever Animation Chronicle thing they decide to do next. But yeah, that is a fun little thing that I thought, I don't know if they did that on purpose, but I kind of saw the resemblance, and I'm going to lean on it and say that was on purpose. I'm going to give Konami the benefit of the doubt. That, you know what? That's fun. I like it. Good for them. All right, moving on. get fired up with Red Eyes Mars Dragon. Oh my god, the amount of people on Twitter that were so angry that this card exists because it is not for the advanced format is hilarious, to say the least. They're getting Red Eyes support. I know that it's not the greatest Red Eyes support. They're getting Red Eyes cards, and all they can think of is, oh my god, we don't get more Red Eyes cards. And like, let's be honest, at this point, what are you gonna do with these Red Eyes cards, right? Like, what is gonna happen? And once again, comes back to the thing of none of the Rush Duel cards will, at their current form, would ever perform in advanced format. I don't know why people keep wanting to bring these cards over and then complain. And like every time it happens, it's like, you know, oh my god, it's just for Rush Duels, yada yada yada. Oh, this sucks. Stop talking about Rush Duels. Yada, yada. Oh my god. Just stop. Just stop. But yes, okay. Red Eyes Mars Dragon, level 6 Dark Dragon effect monster. 1800 attack, 1200 defense. While in the hand or grave, this card's name becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon. Send the top card of your deck to the grave for the rest of this turn. This card's name is Red Eyes Black Dragon, so it's Red Eyes in all 3 places it can be. That is great. That is really great. If there's a legend normal monster in your grave, you can draw a card. After this effect is activated, you can only activate Infernal Fire Blast twice until the end of the turn. I've been hearing that Red Eyes Burn is back on the menu. I don't know how good it is, but the fact that people are talking about it means that there might be that this card is going to be good, right? Being able to have a name changer in 3 places is great for, you know, recycling, for fusion summoning, for activations of other effects that you might need a Red Eyes on the field or anywhere else to be able to activate. Like, this is just a good card overall. I think this will be very useful. I'd have to see what the Red Eyes Burn people are doing, but sure, why not? And I also, you know what? I also like the fact that we're doing more planet stuff. I didn't like that we did what was it? Was it Pluto twice? Which Red Eyes got two planets? Yeah. Why did Pluto get 2? Pluto basically wasn't even a planet. Why did Pluto get 2 Red Eyes cards? We could have just had another planet. I don't know if they'll ever do Red Eyes Earth Dragon. I feel like that feels a little corny, but like, you know, Red Eyes Mercury, Red Eyes. Do we have a Saturn? Do we have a Saturn yet? No, we don't. So there, we can do that. We can do that. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. That's not what I want to click on. Rumors say that Fubuki is coming soon, so there's even more Red Eyes support coming, apparently. That's funny. Sure. It goes to show why Red Eyes is the darlings of Rush Duel. From supporting them along with Meteor Dragon, you can also play them with Summon Skull. Yeah, like, they've done so much for the deck. Now, is it good? I mean, it's not meta contending, but it's fun that they still want to keep putting support into it. I think that's totally fine. Right? Like, it's just nice that they're doing stuff like this. I mean, I'm glad that it's now at a card by card basis. I don't know if we can really do with more Red Eyes like full support stuff. I think we're okay with just doing, you know, cards here and there. There are plenty of Rush Duel cards that can be good in Master format. I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with you. In terms of being actually useful, I don't think there's like, okay, less than 5, right? I'm hyperbolizing a little bit here, obviously, but like, I honestly don't think there are cards in Rush Duel that somehow outperform their counterparts in the advanced format, right? Like, any card that Rush Duel has, there's already a better version of it in advanced format. And if there isn't, there are just other cards that do the same thing, but better. All the draw cards help you. Okay, but like that. What are we supposed like? Okay, then all the cards that help you mill help you, right? Like that. What are we trying to say here? There, it gets stopped by a draw card. Gets stopped by Droll. It gets stopped by anything else. Like what? Yeah, like that doesn't mean that it's gonna be good, right? Like I a draw card will be good, but like there are plenty of cards that let you draw better, right? And like you would rather search for a card than just randomly draw upon it. Right? Like Rush Duel has way more variance in the fact that you have to pray that you draw the card that you want, pray that you mill the card that you want, pray that you activate the card that you want, and like that's it. Advanced format lets you search the card that you specifically want, and then you can just play it. Right? Yes, draw cards are good. You can say that for any of these cards. But like there are just cards that do that but better. Searching is drawing but better. I like I yeah, yeah, of course drawing can help you, but like if you don't draw anything good, then you lose, right? So you would rather search the card that you want. And I think people would rather make sure they guarantee the card that they want than draw a random assortment of cards and not have them be useful at all. Like here, I'll even help you out, right? The new drawing deck, right? The gambling ladies or whatever in the the Raise Moon. Thank you. Yeah, I'm helping you out here. Raise Moon wants you to draw cards, and then whenever they're drawn, they special summon themselves onto the field, do their effects, and then boom, you get a bunch of extra benefits. And like, yeah, that's fine. But that's a deck that specifically wants you to draw cards. And then all of a sudden you get hit with a Droll, and then you do what? You do what happened? You like, and then it feels a little bit rough, right? But it's fine. It's fine because it's a deck that wants you to draw, and like every time you draw, you have a better chance of hitting the card that you want. In cases like those, sure. But like you would rather only draw the cards that you want and not, fill your deck with useless cards that might not be able to be to be utilized. Right? Like the deck that the Raise Moon deck, they have all of their stuff draw you cards. They change your opponent's effects to draw a card, right? Like you're going to be drawing a lot regardless. And so I don't know if you want to dilute or like clutter your deck with other cards that make you draw, and then, because like, if you draw your Raise Moon, if your Raise Moon draws you a not a Raise Moon card, then you can't continue your plays, right? You want to be able to Raise Moon into draw a card into another Raise Moon so that you can special summon it, use the effect, Raise Moon, draw another card, do whatever, right? Rush Duel encourages the player to empty your hand, especially if the game doesn't have index search. Yeah. I mean, but like, what does that have to do with this current argument, right? Like, yes, Rush Duels wants you to empty your hand so that you can draw 5, but like, what was that in argument to? I genuinely, what was that in argument to? Draw into another searches? Like in the Raise Moon deck, or hold on, let me see. All the draw cards help you, sure, but if you combine that draw into okay, they even effect that replaces your opponent's search with generic draws. Yeah, okay, I said that. Having an empty hand is much better. They'll give you a maximum chance of getting a card you want. Sure, right? Like, yeah, that's different from just like, throwing in a bunch of draw spells in your hand and like hoping for the best, right? Like, oh, okay, this was in response to me saying that you have to pray for the card that you want. Yeah, like that's how you have to play, right? Like you have to play in the hopes that you're going to be able to get the card that you want, right? And like the variance is what makes Rush Duel a bit more interesting in my opinion, right? Like whether or not you get the card is almost not almost, but like, you know, it's mostly up to luck, right? Like, you know, you can change obviously what your cards are going to be at the top and bottom of your deck with certain cards. Sure, you can curate it that way, but for the most part, you don't know what you're going to be milling, you don't know what you're going to be drawing, and you don't know what's going to be what's going to show up next. And so stuff like that I think really makes a difference, and like what makes the variance in Rush Duel so much higher. Not fill. I'm not saying replace everything, but like I feel like the deck overall for a Raise Moon doesn't give you that many spots that you would rather put like, you know, interruptions or any non-engine stuff that isn't already good. Right? Like I mean, yeah, but like that's I don't know. You'd have to give me a specific example of what cards you think would be good. Right? Because if you can just say all draw spells, then yeah, Pot of Greed would be really good. Right? Yeah, sure. People would love to maybe play Pot of Greed again. Like it'd be great. But like, I don't know. Give me an example of what card you think would actually, you know, have some effective use in advanced format. Having an empty hand in Rush Duel is much better. Yeah. I never said it wasn't bad. Right? I don't think I ever said that would be a bad thing. Draw 6 field spell, Departure Zone? Do you think that draw 6 that only specifically works? Okay. We're gonna during the draw phase of a player that has this card, if they would draw until they have 5 cards in their hand for their normal draw, instead they draw until they have 6 cards. Key phrase here is that if they would draw until they have 5 cards in their hand for a normal draw. Right? Like, you would have to change the literal text of Departure Zone to make it fit in advanced format. Yes, of course, drawing 6 cards would be amazing. Who wouldn't love that? Oh my god. Sorry. I need water. Look what you made me do. Yes, of course, drawing 6 would be amazing. But you would have to be in a position where you draw 5, or like that would change how advanced format works, right? You would have to pair this with whatever spell or whatever continuous thing allows you to draw 5 every turn, right? I think there's something that does that, or something similar to that. But then you'd have to play that in conjunction with Departure Zone to then be able to, you know, utilize the effect of being able to draw 6 cards, right? Like, yeah, like I can see why you would think this is good, but like that's not how that works. When I played it in Edo Pro, it let me draw 6. When you played it in TCG format, it let you draw 6. Or when you played it in Rush Duel format, it let you draw 6. In advanced format, it let you draw 6. My first question is, why? And that has to be a bug. Because the card text clearly states if they would draw until they have 5 cards in their hand for their normal draw, they would draw until they have 6. It clearly states out that they would have to draw until they have 5 cards in their hand for a normal draw. I want to try a meta Rush versus meta Goat match. I think 9 times out of 10, Oh wait, you said goat. I mean, it would depend on the deck, but eh, that wouldn't be a terrible. That would be interesting. All right. Hand test settings. Let's put the departure zone in the front. Test hand. Set another card. End phase. End their phase. Activate the effect to mill 1. End my phase. Again, discard. That should not be how that works at all. Yeah, no, that should not be based on the card text itself. That should not be how that works at all. Yeah, as written, departure zone should not work that way. The only rush card that I can think would be in good advance is the hand rip Shaman Bandit, but even then it's a level 7. Yeah, I think there's just better ways to hand rip if I'm being quite honest. If you want to hand rip someone, I mean there's you can level 4 slop your way into just removing their entire hand. I don't know. Depending on what format, yeah, that's true. Depending on what format it is, then it would be interesting. Because I think I think a lot of decks get a buff if they play in Rush Duel format, right? Like being able to just summon your monsters and then and just attributing over everything and like having infinite normal summons is a really big boon, right? Like that is a very strong buff for a lot of decks. If we're playing in like GOAT format and like, you know, normal advanced format rules, then it might be a little bit different. The problem with hand rip manipulation strategies is that your opponent will get an advantage, and it kind of sucks. Hence why confiscation is not a legend card. Yeah, just because there's no ways to like infinitely rip everything from your opponent, right? Like the rip is nice. Sometimes it's fun, right? Like, you know, I like Trat Tax is still being used, sometimes, but like it's okay, right? It's still side decked. I don't think people main deck it that much. But it's still a decent way to interrupt your opponent, especially if you just really don't want them to have cards. That's fine. Okay. Moving on. We still have like 3 more things and another thing I want to talk about before we can get into the deck stuff. Crystal Seer got added as a promo card. It kind of sucks. Level 1, Water Spellcaster Effect Monster, 100 attack and defense. During your turn, this card is flipped face up, or if there's another Water Spellcaster monster on your field, activate the top 2 cards of your deck and show them. Choose one and add it to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck. You cannot activate the effect of Crystal Seer for the rest of this turn. Hard once per turn sucks, man. This is not a card that needed a hard once per turn, in my opinion. Like, you, like, the amount of water spellcasters that exist that would maybe utilize this is not that big, right? Like I was talking a bit I was talking a few options before, but like we're not like wise cards can use this, sure, but there's like, there's not that many. Let me look at it again. Justiciar is an option, but like you're gonna run that plus this, and like is that really sure? Monster, water, spellcaster, hydro magician, aqua sorcerer, executee, yeah, maybe. Axel Wonder Splat area, yeah. I mean, once again, you're gonna be probably like if you want to run this, you'd be running area with the rest of the wise monsters. Scrubbing Santa Cloth, lol. Wavecrest Matador, Slade the Star Protectors, Gunslinger, Ice the Snow Maiden, Sacred Splendor, Mystic Dealer, okay, maybe. Like I said, Justiciar, Area, Amazing Dealer, maybe. Mr. Alchemy, lol. Another Crystal Seer, I guess, sure. But at that point, then you're just kind of wasting a Crystal Seer at that point. Card Restoration is also nice. Is as in like another card that you think would be good? Card Restoration is a trap card when your opponent monster declares an attack. Draw until you have 5 cards in your hand and reveal your hand. If you have a monster in your hand, gain life points equal to the number of monsters in your hand times 200. It's good if your opponent doesn't kill you that turn. Yes, sure. But also, it's a trap card that... it's a maybe. It's a maybe. It's... like, traps are already slow in advanced format, where, like, you would rather have them be, a little bit more activatable. I don't know. Like, yeah, it's good to be able to have that draw. And like, once again, in a case of like maybe Raise Moon, where you would love to be able to draw that many cards, sure, you can try and like force this as a thing. But like then you're already in the battle phase. You're gonna have to do a bunch of stuff. Maybe this is worth it. But yeah, once again, like it's a niche situation where this would be useful. Because, like, if your opponent doesn't kill you that turn, then yeah, maybe. I'm just saying that they're usable. Yeah, any card. Okay. Useful and usable are two different things, right? Like, what my argument is that all of these Rush Duel cards are at such a low power level that they wouldn't replace any of the cards that they would technically be equivalent to in the advanced format. Right? That is my argument. What I'm trying to say is that there is not a Rush Duel card, like even outside of like a port of an advanced format card, in which case it doesn't really count, that would be able to replace any card in advanced format in terms of what it actually does. Right? Like there is like you can say that any of these cards can have a use, right? But are they going to be used in like, in like the bigger, in like meta decks or like actually be a staple? I doubt it. Right? Like that's my argument. Yes, any card can be used, right? It's the reason why Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so fun, is because any random thing from like, 1998 can be brought back into some crazy retrain of a deck, or like be useful, like the Senate cards, and somehow be utilized in like a normal ritual deck or whatever, right? Like there's usefulness and actually good, right? Like, okay, if your argument is that they're usable, then yeah, I can agree with that. The Rush Duel cards can be used in the advanced format. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm just gonna say that they're not gonna be as good as, Draco Tail. They're not gonna be as good as, the freaking what's good? What is even good now? I don't know. But like, yeah, that's a different thing. Okay, so it was a semantic thing. We can get over it. That's fine. But yes, usefulness or like usable, sure, they can be used. I'll give you that. All right, moving on. Take a walk with powerful machine clockwork walker. Yeah, okay. So they did change it later. Uh Level 8 Wind Warrior Union Effect Monster, 2000 attack, 0 defense. You can tribute summon this card in attack position by tributing a Wind Warrior monster. Choose one face-up Wind Warrior on your field and equip this card to it as an equip spell with the following effect. Then you can choose a spell trap card on your opponent's field and destroy it. The equipped monster gains 300 attack, which is, I mean, fine. But the added benefit of the spell trap removal is really good, especially because it can be brought back by using Sasuke, which is really fun. I like that a lot. So yeah, not bad. Once again, I really didn't think this deck was gonna be like good. It's not great, but it's better than the other decks that I thought were going to be good. So I'm gonna have to play with this deck a little bit more and see how it goes. But yeah. And then bring about the return of Reshef the Dark Being. We were already leaked this card, and I believe it was Jump Carnival or whatever that event was, where they put it as one of the tokens that you could get your picture with. So that was really funny. But at long last, they finally decided to reveal this card. It was like weeks since they initially leaked it, but it's good that it's finally here. Reshef the Dark Being, level 8 Light Fiend Ritual Effect Monster, 2500 attack, 1500 defense. During the main phase, this card is ritual summoned. Send one spell card from your hand to the grave. Then you can choose a face-up or lower monster that is not in maximum mode and gain control of it until the end phase. For the rest of this turn, you cannot activate the effect of that monster. Oh my god, we gotta stop doing that. We gotta stop doing the whole you can't activate the effects of the monster you take control of, because it should be fine now. It should be okay. We shouldn't be in a position where we should be too afraid of whatever face-up level 8 or lower monster gets to use their effect. If it's good, then like yeah, unfortunately, then you lose. But like really, I don't know. This feels like stupidly weak. If there is future support for Reshef, then great. Right? Like then we're totally fine there. That's not that big of a deal. But because this is just a 2 of with the ritual spell that lets you, ritual summon Reshef, that's fine. And it's a hard once per turn. So, you can't even do this multiple times. Not that you would care to do that multiple times anyway, I guess. I guess you could, right? Because then you could just Reshef onto Reshef and then steal 2. Yeah, okay. Maybe this is fine to be a hard once per turn. But like, if that's the case, then you should be able to just take the monster with no stipulations. I think that's okay. I don't know. That could just be me. Alright, moving on. Party on with the Ultimate Demon's Dive. So, this is the, I think, last card, right? Yeah, this is the last card that they announced, finally. For the Royal Rebels, when your opponent normal summons a level 4 or lower monster, shuffle 2 Light Fiend monsters from your grave into the deck. You can destroy that normal summon monster, and you can choose a level 7 or higher Light Fiend monster in your grave and special summon it onto your field in face-up defense position. This is... Why? 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 I mean, okay. Funnily, this gets countered directly by Healthy, which is really funny to me. But I don't know. I don't know why. All this does is give you an extra line of defense. If your opponent has piercing, you're kind of boned. But that's the price you have to pay, I guess. So would you think that this would be enough interruption to stop whatever your opponent is doing at the cost of putting a big monster on your board that hopefully lives to see the next turn. Right? They could have given the special summon monster protection, and I think that would have been okay. You take the piercing damage if they have pierce, and that's whatever. But the monster has to stay alive. It's never staying alive. Because they know what you're going to put down is probably, any of your high-level Royal Rebels, and they all have 0 attack. You'll probably win just from the damage. I mean, yeah, it's... for Reshef, yeah. I mean, it depends on what you take, obviously. But, 2,500 plus whatever level 8 or lower monster, right? And, it depends on what you're playing. Because if we look at all of the level 8 monsters that you can possibly have, and if we rank them by attack, right? Highest attack is 3,600 Meteor Skull Archfiend. 25 plus 36 is, 50? 61. So you would just need another 2,000 plus attack monster. Sure, you win. But is anyone playing Meteor Skull Archfiends? Not exactly. In a niche case scenario, maybe. Then you have Valkyrion, you have Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth, a lot of the Red Eyes fusions, obviously. The next relevant, or within what I consider the meta of cards right now is, once we start hitting 3,000s and stuff like that, 3,000 below, then you're not winning straight up unless you have another monster. But even by then, it's yeah, you'd have to see. But you'd have to really make sure you win, I guess, at that point, right? And you don't have to give the monster back, so that is an extra bonus. That is an extra benefit. But I don't know. I think they could have been fine with letting the effect, or allowing you to use the effects. Honestly. Yeah, because it would just be a good side deck option, right? Because you wouldn't run Reshef in your main deck. You would just have it in your side deck in case your opponent runs something really strong, and you just want to have the option available to you, right? If you run Reshef blinds, you don't know what you're gonna be able to get, and that could be a problem. That could be fine. It doesn't really matter. But I would rather side deck this just so I know what I'm going up against, and if I need the option to take control, then sure. Then I have, a high attack beat stick or whatever, but yeah. Yeah, it's just, it costs so much to be able to do this, right? You would need to put in the spell, have a monster that you would be willing to sack as material, make the guy, and then you have to discard another spell card, right? Then then you have to discard a spell card from your hand to the grave, and then you can take control of a monster. So that's already a lot of work. You would have to make sure you win that turn, basically. Right? You would have to clear out their field, make sure that you can take control of a monster that would be worth it, and then win from there. Yeah. I don't know about this being a main deck thing, but that's fine. Sorry, I was thinking about 6,000 life points. That's fine. Yeah. It's still possible. You weren't wrong. You would just have to have another monster on the field to be able to make it a full OTK. Right? That's the big thing. You would have to have another high level attack or a high attack monster to make sure that you clear. But no, you're absolutely right that the attack stack can definitely just can clear over everything else, right? So yeah, that's fine. All right. And then I believe that's it. It is 8, so maybe there's more news just in case. Nope. Okay. They usually don't post things on Wednesdays, so that's why I try and stream on these days. But before we finish anything else, I want to talk about some of the rules changes that Rush Duels is apparently applying, or actually applied today, for their tournament level stuff. Now, this is all based on whatever shoddy translation I get. So unfortunately, it's not going to be that accurate. I don't speak or read enough Japanese to be able to fully comprehend it. But I did manage to snag when it was a trending topic for a bit. So one of the big things that I saw, or one of the smaller things, let's start with the small thing. One of the smaller things I saw is that you're allowed to use a calculator, which is something that I kind of thought was already a thing, but apparently is not. And I, for one, am totally fine with it. Calculating is a necessity. Obviously, it's not as big of a deal in, well, it might be a bigger deal in advanced format and stuff like that, but I think you can already use a calculator, so it doesn't matter, right? But like for Rush Duels, where, you do have segments where you do have a chance to face off against, a literal child, it would be good for them in case they cannot do the mental math, or, they just want to make sure that their math is correct. Obviously, there isn't a lot of big math in Rush Duels. You have to multiply, you have to know your times tables enough. But for the younger kids who might not be good at it, that's totally fine. I'm okay with that. Like, what's the worst thing a calculator can do to me? But the big thing that I think is definitely something that we need to talk about is judgment when time limit expires during a duel. Play continues until the end of the turn, and no winner is determined at the end of the turn. From August 19th, 2026, extra turn is usually how it went, right? You get one extra turn, and if a winner, or whoever has the highest life points or whatever wins at that point, I think they still do life point rules in the Rush Duel setting. You do conduct 3 turns counted from the opponent's turn instead. So now you get extra turns. I don't know why this would be good. I mean, isn't this kind of how it was already? I guess for the advanced format and everything else? Right? Like, don't you get extra turns afterwards, and then after that, whoever has the most? Or is it after that turn? I don't remember how it was. Yeah, ritual spells that send materials from your field to the grave would be way too good in Rush Duels, hence why Zombie Pile is still good. It makes sense why they put the hard... Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, I get the hard once per turn. Yeah, now that makes sense. I'm not clowning on that. I'm just clowning on Reshef still negating the effects. I don't like that, but it's whatever. It's whatever. But yeah, we obviously don't play by official tournament policies in like online events and stuff like that, or at least any of the online events I've played with. We don't really do that. It usually just goes to time, and then whoever has the higher life points win. So it'll be interesting. I don't see most of the people that like have talked about this post in particular. They've mainly just said like, first, tell us what the changes are in red text, right? This is something that I agree with. If you're gonna send the rules out and like in the new file, tell us what you changed in red text so that we can compare it to the original. I don't like that you changed everything and then not tell us what was changed. Now, once again, the people have to go in and, do their best, find the difference to figure out, what the changes were. Extra time is 40 minutes, and extra turn has been changed to 0 to 3 turns. Let's see. What do you have to say about this? I think it's a great adjustment with 0 to 1. It suddenly becomes the final turn. Has the experience of feeling cramped, so this helped out a lot. So, like, I'm not entirely sure what the general consensus is. We just saw one saying that was good. Maybe some other people might complain about it. It really depends. Because, like, it definitely takes up more time, right? Adding extra turns can be good, especially if you're in a winning position. And, like, you can win. But at the same time, it's like, games might be longer depending on, what's going on. Let's see. Uh, extra turn is unrelated. Extra turn is unrelated is interesting, but their ad is Dice Key Caramel, so obviously, they might understand. Please show me specifically what has changed. Yeah, a lot of people have just said like, "Yo, can you just put it in red text or highlight it or just tell us what you guys changed so that we can see, if it's relevant or not." Yeah, it's really silly, but it's fine. Overall, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this affects, if this affects anything in the Galaxy Cup, because I'll be interested to see if whether or not we're gonna see any decks that go into extra time or not. I don't think that's ever really happened in a streamed event. At least it might have happened, within the tournament, like the table setting and stuff like that, or in bracket play or whatever, or round robin. Jesus Christ. I guess round robin and bracket play, right? Because you move on. But yeah, I don't think it's ever been streamed where we've seen extra turns happen. But I think someone talked about it. I don't have the tweet saved, but someone mentioned how, once it goes into extra turn, especially in the Galaxy Cup, they have a judge come in and verify every single move. Right? They have to make sure that every single move is legal and that you're not doing anything weird or you're not doing anything on accident and stuff like that. So doing that for longer is definitely going to suck. But in a tournament, but even like locals and stuff like that, where, that might not be big, that might not happen. It should be okay. Just trust. Just trust. Okay. Now that we've gone through all of that, we can finally move on to the main segment. I say the main segment, but it depends on how long this takes, I guess. Window capture. Let's move to my thing is gone. Hold on. That's not good. All right. There it is. Okay. So we're going to be moving on to doing some deck building, I guess is the best term. So, like I mentioned in the beginning, what was I trying to say? Like I mentioned in the beginning, the Rush Duel has created, or not created, but released the Limit 1 tournament series, or like, a couple of days where you have a little event where every card is Limit 1, meaning that you can only play one copy of every card that is in your deck. So, that is really interesting because, in a game where you can't search your cards, right? You are going to have to kind of just make a deck that works best, and you can try and reduce the amount of variance possible to be able to create, as strong of a board as you can, as quick as you can. And I like that a lot. So I want to try and deck build one. And then once we build a deck, next week we can do some viewer duels or try and just play the Highlander deck with whoever's available and kind of just see how it plays out. It'll be really fun. I can't duel today. I don't have a lot of time and I got to wake up early tomorrow anyway. So I want to just try building the deck now. And so I had a few ideas running in my head in terms of what kind of deck I want to play. There's 3 main categories of what I think are good. The first ones are light monsters. And the reason that I actually, let's split it this way. The first 2 strategies that I think would be good is playing light monsters and dark monsters separately, all lights and all darks, right? The reason for that is mainly because lights have a few cards that are really good in terms of, getting advantage on your field. My biggest card that I want to be able to see this with is Animagica Shooter. Animagica Shooter is a great card. You can tribute summon this in attack position by tributing a light attribute monster. During the main phase as a normal special summon, you can change the battle position of one monster, and then you can destroy a face-up monster in your opponent's field with a level lower than itself. So this, in my opinion, is just really good. It's brilliant removal, and you can put something in face-down defense position and then target something else. So it's really good that way. You can then have something else attack over the defense position monster. Maybe as piercing, who knows? But like there's a lot of good ways to be able to do that. Obviously, you probably want to pair this with the anime. Like you can play this with Gardna, I think. Whether or not you get Gardna on the field is a different story altogether, right? Like the reason that Gardna was so good is because it can get you multiple Animagicas, or any of your high level Animagicas and stuff like that. I keep opening the wrong thing and it is gonna annoy me. But yeah, so that was my first one. My second thing was the Darks, because Dark Galaxy is a lot of contact fusion, right? And so I don't think see, Dark. We can go straight into Galaxy first, I guess, and then kind of just work our way out from there. Galaxy way in the bottom, it's a new stuff. So there's a few dark matter galaxy, or a few dark matter monsters that, you know, you can kind of get away with not having, you know, all of the material that you might like, or not generic, I guess. Right? Like, yeah, Chaos Machia, the Voidvelg Eternal Voidvelg Requiem would also be really good here. Right? And stuff like that. So there's some options in that regard. Obviously, that's also not like the best option as well. I'd have to look more into, you know, what other decks could be able to really utilize it. But my other option is probably the one that I would probably want to make because it's a little bit more fun in my opinion. And that is Ritual Slop. Right? Ritual Slop is just really good. Because there are quite a few ritual spells that you can kind of just play for without having to care about specific names. Right? You'd be able to play Rabule Ivory. You'd be able to play Ceremonial Sork, Ceremonial Knight. You'd be able to play the Zera the Evil Fiend, Zera the Mant. You can play the Absorbing Fiend's Mirror. Dedicated Curse of Dragon would be a really good option here. You know, there is a lot of ritual monsters that would be able to get you your generic ritual cards, that would be able to get you... Is Necromaid? No, Necromaid's not a generic... If Necromaid was generic, I might actually lose my mind. Let's see. What do we want to do? Crossroads of Zera. Ritual summon, face all monsters in your field to the graveyard. You can run this. Jewel Tusk Risk Roll. Necromaid Stitch. Never mind. It is generic. You can run the Necromaids. You know, you could run Warlion. Why would you do that? I don't know. Beastly Mirror Calling is for Absorbing Fiend's Mirror. Great. Zera Advent lets you summon either Zera. Let's see. Blackluster Ritual, maybe, if you want to run the BLS, sure. Ceremonial Gate. Black Magic Ritual, maybe. Yeah, we do get incredibly countered by Hysteric Eyes. This is a now that I've seen it, yeah, that is true. That will ruin me. I was gonna say run me over, but that felt a little bit weirder. What do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer red or blue Ceremonial Sork? Like, do you guys like the red variants more than you like the blue variants? I'm like a bit more keen on the blue, but at the same time, it is a lot of blue. But this is also a lot of red. But they are cool. So I don't know which one I would rather have. But like, I like the ritual idea a lot. So like, this is what I would like. Okay, red? Yeah, let's do red. Let's do red. Red is fun. So yeah, I don't know how much more or like what other cards I need to add. But like, it is very interesting that these are all viable. These are all viable ritual spells that make you incredibly good cards. Right? Like, hello? Why can't I make Necromade Lurker like this? Like, why can't I make Necromade Ready? I spelled it weird. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. Lantern. Why not? Uh, what else can we run? Lenoir? Lenoir is a good option. Yeah, Plasmatic Model Lenoir is really good because then it increases its level by 4, and then it becomes a level 8, which then activates every other ritual spell that you have in here. So that's really good. Do I want to run Blackluster Soldier? Is this really... Like, I think I just do it for the attack stat, right? Do I already have Dedicated Guy? I do. I'm still iffy on that. It would be funny to run some of the healthy cards because you can just play it off rip, or you can just play it as level fodder. Right? Like, that's not a bad idea either. Obviously, healthy won't be out until next week, but we can still use it because by the time we play next week, they'll be viable. So we could do some healthy shenanigans here. Right? And then I can special summon a monster with 1300 or less defense from your hand or field in face-up defense position, which can be this, which then lets me set back my Black Magic Ritual, and then I can use that to then Black Magic Ritual, which I don't have in my hand or whatever. But okay, wait, I'm onto something here. This could be a viable option. Healthy Sati doesn't even lock me into anything, right? Yeah, I don't even get locked. You know what? That's not a bad option. Right? Rem is not a bad option either. It doesn't lock me. I can debuff something by 500. That one is a little bit less useful. I'll give you that, but that's not bad. Yeah, okay. Wait, we're kind of cooking here. So this does require me to play what am I? What ritual? Black Magic Ritual? Right, okay. I thought I did already. Oh, I did have Black Magic. Oh, okay, for some reason I thought I didn't have it. Oh, I don't have Magician of Black Chaos in my extra. That's what it was. Okay. So yeah, now this gives me, so this is every single ritual monster that we can make. We do just need monsters. So what monsters would be good? That's the question. I think we have to add the generic stuff, right? Balloon Batia. We do run blue. We do we do run the blue one. Blue one is the best one. We do run Lichy because why wouldn't we? What are the other generics? I honestly cannot think of them off the top of my head. Denticle. Denticle would be good. You get to mill 3 and burn. That's fine. You also get levels. Milling 3 is fine. We do want to hopefully mill something good. What else? What else? What would be our legend monster here? Would we just run Card Trooper? I don't know if I want to mill that much. That's the issue. Are there other... Actually, let me see what other ritual monsters are generic. Plasmatic Model is Thunders. This is Thunder. Legend Advent. Ritual Summon Legend Lineage Saber by sending face-up monsters. Oh shit. How good is Legend Linear Saber? Is that something that I care about? Oh god, now I have to look at the legends. Okay, well, someone keep a note of that. Someone keep a note. I have to look at the legend cards. Hamburger recipe is generic, but do I care about that? No, because it gives you a normal monster and then it gives you a thing that increases attack based on how many Dark Warriors you have. We're not running that. That doesn't matter. This is Thunder. This is oh, I have to run Zerato or Mazera. I have space for it. Yeah, sure, let's add it. Why not? Grace Kamioki is light attribute Aqua, already bad. Jolta, we already added. War Lion Ritual makes you Super War Lion. That's a normal monster. We're not building a deck around that. That's fine. I'm not gonna add it. Monument, nope. Endless Partner is Galaxy Monsters. Fortress Whale, no. Already said Beastly. The Beastly Mirror Calling is the better one. Healthy's High is Pyro stuff. This requires Wind Warrior monsters. Reshef is generic. I was just talking so much shit about Reshef, and now we might actually use it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're all running a shit ton of ritual spells too, so like it's not like it wouldn't be out of the ordinary. Yeah, okay, we'll play with it. We'll add the final ritual of the ancients. Sure. Zera ritual only makes Zera the man. Zera Advent is the one that makes both. Grace Akama fitting ceremony is the light aquas. Altar is sending fiend type monsters. Bluefin Oath is, I think, generic. Yeah. What does Bluefin Oath make? Tide Ride Bluefin? That's the back row removal, right? Maybe that is good. Okay, we'll add it. We'll add it for now. Let's go back. So Tide Ride. Okay, so these two I need to check on. We did that. Legend Possessed? Do I want to do this? Hand and or field? Alright, we'll have to check. Yeah, we just have to check the legend cards. Skull Rise is zombies. I'm having trouble is fire attribute spellcasters. Rite of Despair is face up fiends. This is thunder. This is generic. We already added those. Okay. So these are basically all of the useful generic ritual the ritual monster or ritual spell cards. So we have to look at the legends. We have to look at the legends and see. So this one lets me make legend lineage saber. What do? Gains 500 attack. If you have 3 or more level 7 monsters with 300 defense in the grave, you can special summon a level 7 monster with 300 defense in the grave. I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's useful. We might have to put that card away. It does give you a pretty strong body, I will say. Hands up, 30,000 attack is not anything to scoff at, especially when you have no idea what your opponent can even make. So I will not deny that this is good. So we'll add it, if only for the attack stat. Next up is Legend Lineage Magician. This card shoots a legend card. This card inflicts piercing battle damage. That's really good. This attack position card cannot be changed to defense position by opponent's card effects. Okay, wait. That's good too. All right. So then we have to look at what? Then we have to look at the legend support. Legend Grand Priest does what? Send this card. Destroy a face-up level 10 or lower monster in opponent's field and add a Legend Priest from your graveyard to your hand. I mean, yeah? Yeah, that's not bad. Legend cards are actually kind of OP. Yeah, I mean, they're not bad. They're just a little slow. Do I want to add that? It's good removal. It's really good removal. It does count to the level 7s with 300 attack. I don't know how much I really care about that, if I'm going to be quite honest. Like, it's fine, but it has to be Legend 7 to be able to use the extra effects. But, okay, actually, once again, then you would have to revive something. I don't know, but, like, that's really good removal. Grand Legend Magician lets you destroy if you reveal a Legendary Magician or Legend card in your hand. How many times would I be able to effectively do that? That's the question. I mean, do I lean into the Legend stuff? Or do I kind of just only care about the good cards? Right? Because, like, what could they possibly run in a back row that I would be scared of, right? Once they use their Legend Trap or use any other form of interruption or removal, they can't do it again. So it should be okay. It should be okay. Grand Legend Saber Spirit? Nah. Legend Magician? Do I run Legend Magician? Activate 3. You can add a normal Legend monster from your grave to your hand. Oh, it doesn't even count as a Legend card while in your hand. That I don't know. We'll add 1. Ooh, Yabume. Do I want to do this? No, it's a normal spell. That's not useful. Udzue. Do I want to run this? Add a non-legend normal trap card? Maybe. It depends on what trap card we run. Maybe. Legend Priest does go with the Grand Legend Priest, so we could do that. Oh, but they have an Overrush version. Let's run that one. Legend Necromancer is the ritual spell. Yeah. Look at how gross Legend Necromancer is, by the way. This card can be treated as a legend card. Send 1 light attribute monster from your hand to the grave, and then you can set a ritual spell card from your grave to the spell and trap zone. Any ritual spell. Any ritual spell you can add. How gross is that? How absolutely disgusting is that? You are running too many ritual spells. We're gonna remove them. It just depends. It really just depends on what we think is good. Right? Like, it'll be, like, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Because, like, what if we just run, you know, okay, 60 might be too much. 50 card? Who knows? Who knows? It could be worth it. But we have to just run more monsters. Oh, I have 2 copies of Crossroads of Zero. See, this is why we do this. I don't think there's any other legend monster I would care about. Legend Strike? Legend Strike is good. Legend Strike is good. This can get us some of these other monsters. And then we can play them. And then we can do some fun stuff. Okay, now that's it. That's it. I think we can probably add nothing else. Okay, now let's see. What does Bluefin Oath make me? It makes me Tide Ride Bluefin. So Tide Ride Bluefin. During the main phase, this card is ritual summon. Send the top 2 cards of your deck to the grave, and a fish type or spell card is among the cards sent. You can destroy a spell. A fish or a spell card. I mean, we are running a lot of spells, so it is possible. We'll keep it for now. We'll keep it for now. But if we have to remove stuff, that'll be the first one we remove. If we have to remove things, we'll remove them. That's fine. Let's see. Just of the remember when you could just type in Jess and it would just give you the card, and now, like, there's like a billion cards that say Jest in it. What should our legend spell be? Do we care about card draw? Maybe we do. But we also might care about removing stuff. What are we afraid of right now? We're afraid of just not having enough monsters. I just need more things that I can use as monsters. Oh, yeah, Asa, we can use Asa. That's a good one. Uh, how many? That gives us a bit of high level stuff, but this is a level 5. I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, Asa's good. What are the other ones? What does Wind do again? This does remove a card. Send one monster from your hand or field to the grave. Yeah. Yeah, this isn't bad either. Do I have am I in a position where I can make this? That doesn't matter, right? The contact fusions don't matter. Um hmm. What else? Is there anything else that mentions us being able to set a ritual spell anywhere? Necromate, Trickmint, uh needs a face of zombie time monster. That's annoying. That's annoying. Hysteric Eyes. We can put Hysteric Eyes in the extra deck because in case we run into another ritual deck, we at least have the Hysteric Eyes. I will say we are also weak to the Hysteric Eyes, so that sucks. But it should be fine. It'll be fine. We'll just remove the back row first, I guess. Uh, quick attack knight. Send one card from your hand to the grave, or reveal a level 4 monster with 500 attack and 1000 defense in your hand. Can you reveal itself? Can you reveal quick attack knight to use this effect? How does the wording on the how does the effect work like this? Send the top card of your deck to the grave. Then you can add Black Luster Ritual or Super Soldier Strike from your grave to your hand. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Quick Attack Knight works on itself. I'm pretty sure. If it doesn't work, someone tell me and then we'll remove it. But this is a level 4. It lets us bring back the Black Luster Ritual, which is not bad. And it's level fodder for something else. I would be okay with it. If it doesn't work that way, then we'll remove it. That's fine. Does Marching Beaver Warrior work the way that I want it to? Supposed to summon a monster with 1200 defense or 1400 attack to engrave and face a defense position. Okay, no, that doesn't. I mean, it works to get this, but then it doesn't work like the other way around. But it does mill cards. That's not bad either. If we can mill our rituals and then get them back, that's not bad. So we'll keep it. There just has to be some other monsters that we can use that would be like efficient for the deck. Right? Like, what else can we run? Oh, right. If we're gonna run this, then Light Calling Griffor, right? Reveal one warrior or spellcaster type ritual monster with 2500 or more defense in your extra deck. Then you can set a ritual spell card that mentions the monster revealed and then to your spell and drop zone. So yeah, this gives us another way to get our rituals. So that's fine. Spellcaster with 2500 or more defense is a little funny, but that's fine. There's only like we do have options for it, so it's fine. So okay, that gives us more options for Marching Beaver Warrior. That gives us 2 bodies for it, which I'm okay with. Uh they should do something with this card, by the way. This card is so cool, and for what? Why would they make this card look so cool and then like kind of do nothing with it? Actually, no. This isn't like a level 7 type thing. This is like a we just have to make a good deck. We just have to make a good deck. Oh god. We're already at 35. We are 5 cards away from a 40 card pile. All right, executive decision. We're getting rid of the Bluefin Oath and Tide Ride Bluefin. Uh, we just need removal. We just need stuff with removal, I think. Or an easier way to get bodies on the field. We need more bodies and removal. Anyone have any ideas of how we do that? Legend Strike is not... Yeah, Legends... We're already running Legend Strike, Legend Magician. Do I care about... Like, do I want Pot of Greed? I think that's fine. Uh we'll put Graceful in the side deck. Oh, we still don't have a legend monster. I think Card Trooper is our best bet unless we want to run Mirage Dragon. Let me look at our legend monster hit lists. So Superconductor Tyranno is not terrible. Burns your opponent for 1,000, but like, eesh. Ancient Gear Golem. If we want to just go super aggro, this is also not a bad option because then you can't stop it with a battle trap. So that could be good. Chaos Emperor Dragon. This is what is this worth it? Special summon this card by placing a light attribute and dark attribute monster from your grave to the bottom of the deck. If you're not activated any effect during the turn that you special summon this card, pay 1,000 life points. Then you can send all cards in both players' hands and fields to the grave. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the number of cards sent to your opponent's graveyard by this effect times 300. I mean, that's good removal. That is removal. I did ask for that. But is that what I want? Beast King doesn't work. You don't work. You would need a dragon. Dark Lord Zerato. No. Guilford isn't bad. Tribute summon by using 3 monsters. Destroy all monsters on your opponent's field. That's not terrible. That could be an option. We'll add it down there for now. Buster Blader. I'm not going to add Barrel Dragon. No. Levia Dragon. No. Dark Magician. No. Summon Skull would be fun. These are all normals. Oh yeah. Ryza or Caius or Mobius. That could be good too. Caius actually wouldn't be bad. Because I think a lot of people would have the same idea just because it's a lot easier to get the light and dark monsters out because there's so many good cards. Caius wouldn't be a bad side deck option to counter any dark decks I might face up against. Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be another legend monster that I think I would add. I said Mirage Dragon. Ooh, the calculator, if we want to go super aggro, we can, like, if we're lucky, we get 8 on the board, tens on the board with a calculator. Holy shit! Wait, that might be good. That might be goaded. Okay, we can do it that. And then legend trap. If we don't run any other trap cards, treacherous trap hole might not be bad. But I don't like that. I think we should have some traps. We'll run it as an option. Sixth Sense, no. Trap hole, hell no. Yeah, the usuals wouldn't be bad either, just for removal. Wow, our suite of legend traps is not as big as I thought. Huh. Okay. That should be fine. But yeah, I really don't know what else I would want to add here. Oh, you know what? You know what? Actually, this uh we were talking about Valkyrion a little bit earlier. Would the Magnet Warriors would be fun as like an alternate? No. No, because I would need to use rock types. Never mind. For some reason I thought I would be able to yeah, no. Never mind. That's not how I thought the Magnet Warriors worked. JK, JK, let's see. Oh yeah, going back to health. Were there any other healthy cards I could have used here? Healthy Olivia wouldn't work. Lamilla is Pyro, yeah. Healthy Rem. Did I add Healthy Rem? I don't think I did. So we'll put Healthy Rem there. Catherine Mills 2, which is not bad, but yeah. Uh Shanlong might not be bad because what a throw, thanks to good health, can just destroy a thing. But then you can only attack with power type monsters. Never mind, Shanlong is kind of shit. Yeah, so two of these level 7s don't technically count as level 7s because they don't need tributes. So we are only running 3 level 7s, 3 level 5s, the rest 4s. Like what else would I want? How would I fix what this deck needs? I need more bodies. And I think I need if I actually, you know what? You know what? Yeah, if I run more bodies then yeah, I think I'd have to run more bodies here. And then we run Treacherous Trap as our legend spell. Would the speaking of Earth machines, yeah, would the gears work? Would the gadgets work as options? They wouldn't be worked if special summons, but If we mill enough of them, we would be able to get them back, right? Is that crazy? Is that too much? Like, that would be good. That would be good fodder, right? Send one card from, and then the spare gadget, send one card from your hand to the grave. This card gains 800 attack. And then you can add a green gadget, red gadget, or yellow gadget from your grave and to your hand, and then you can summon it to get the other cards. That's not a bad idea, right? That should work. That should work. That should be okay. Yo, what's up? What's up? Mapo Tofu, my friend. Or is that too much? My acquaintance. My homie. My apologies. Hello, hello. Hope everything is going well. Sorry. I was busy. I was too deep in the deck building palace to read the chat. My bad. I hope you weren't waiting too long. My bad. Hello. Uh but yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to deck build. I'm trying to deck build Ritual Slop to be able to play it next week when I play some random people or some viewers who also want to play some Rush Duel Highlander with me. But yeah, I think overall this should be fine. If we do red, green, yellow, spare. That does put me at 42 cards. But if I remove Uzue, and then do I have to remove one of these? Oh wait, I can't use Necromaid Resize. Haha, because Necromaid Resize is zombie monsters. Never mind, we're goated, we're good. Ritual Summon Necromaid Lurker, so I can get rid of Necromaid Ready. Okay, wait. We're good now. That's 40 cards. That's 40 cards. Now, is this a good 40 cards? Hell if I know. But this does give me an answer to having enough bodies on the field. This gives me enough bodies on the field. Literally, almost all of our spell cards are ritual spells. And we have some utility. Yay! This should be fine. What are the chances that we get 5 ritual spells in our hands? The answer is pretty likely, but it would be really great if we didn't. It would be really nice. You would like to play some Rush? Yeah, we can. You know what? I have a time for one duel. I will play the Highlander deck. If you want to make a room, I will join it. But yeah, I'll play with the Highlander deck just to see how it goes. If it goes poorly, we'll go to the drawing board off stream and I'll figure something out. But if it goes fun, or if it goes well, then yeah, it should be okay. Should be fine. Okay, wait. Do I have a ritual monster for every ritual spell? Legend Lineage Saber. I do have that. I don't have Zerato or Mazera. Haha, good thing I checked. Zerato, Mazera. We have Rabuel. We do Necromaid Lurker. We do Absorbing Fiend's Mirror. We don't have Reshef. Now we do Zera the Mance or Zera the Evil Fiend. We have Zera the Evil Fiend. Do I want to have Zera the Mance? No, right? Because like, what would you do with this that you like? I would have to be able to bring back the Zera. Nah, that's fine. Blackluster Ritual. We have Blackluster Soldier. This lets us make Legend Magician. We have that Ceremonial Sork and Knight. We have those. And then Magician of Black Chaos, we do. Okay. If you have a Highlander deck, you can. If you don't, then that's fine. We can just do normal. I'm really just gonna be looking at what my draws are gonna be, right? Like it is a lot of ritual spells, but you know, we also have a lot of monsters that can just do a bunch of other things. So, it'd be nice. It would be great if we just get a mix of them. So I'm not too pressed on. I mean, I don't think this deck is going to perform well against a normal deck, but that's not why I'm playing it, right? We're just here to test and figure out what other weaknesses the deck might have. Very fresh? Is that very fresh happiness harvest? That could be fine, right? That's just a high attack monster. That's not really anything else, right? It does suck that you have to pitch two from hand or field. That is a pain. But it is also just level 1 monster. We'll keep it in the side deck. We'll keep it in the side deck and see. That'd be really funny if we can make that work somehow, though. Also, I was searching up Rish. I was wondering why we got Berry Fresh, but I guess the Rishef is just missing an F at the beginning. Playing Tom about normally? Alright, sure. That's kind of messed up. I'll show locked rooms in case you had your room locked. Oh, Reaper. Okay. Join. Ready. Best of 1. Perfect. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Good luck. Have fun. Okay. Starting off kind of strong-ish. Uh, I say that. What do my guys do again? Or would I rather... Alright. We'll summon the Winged Dragon of Chaos and the Green Gadget. Obviously none of their effects can be used, but we will be ritual summoning them away using Black Magic Ritual to make my Magician of Black Chaos. And then... Ooh, we could do it that way, but we will just set to... and pass. I guess I could have Mazera'd here instead, but that should be fine. Okay, so how do I remove back row? Here's the fun part. How do we... Remove back row. Oh shit. Okay, we'll start off here. Activate the effect. Oh, I don't want to remove spare gadget if I don't have to. I'll do this instead. Draw a card. Oh, this is gonna be Legend Strike. That's kind of fun. Uh, oh, I guess I really should have Mizuro'd first. Dang. Alright, misplay on my part. Alright, we'll activate Zera Advent. I'm gonna make our Evil Zera using the Plasmatic Model Lenoir. Put into attack. Let's see. Nothing there. Still cannot remove the back row. This is still a problem. Set one ritual spell. Yeah, because then I have nothing to go on top of that. I think I will set this. Normal summon without tributing. Oh, I don't have a target for this. Never mind. I forgot how this card works. Alright. Let's just go battle phase. Negate attack. Okay, okay. Oh, you bricked? Oh, that's unfortunate. It happens, it happens. Yeah, you might, but you might be popping off right now. Let's see, you Gamma bot to... You can add 2. I didn't see which ones you had. Okay, yeah, Tamabond and Tamabot. Yeah, I have to remember that Sati needs to have a monster with 1300 less defense in your grave, and it needs to be able to special summon it, or else I can't activate the effect. I think I should have Sati'd first instead of going Lenoir, just so that I could have gotten the effect off if it happened, or at least, you know, milled something good. Who knows? Gamabot doesn't turn into Tomabot in the grave, right? No. Okay, it's just the Tomabot. And then Elemental Hero Prisma, that was your face down? Oh my god. Oh my god, you're so lucky. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think back row removal is needed. I just don't know where I'm gonna find it. Like, would I replace Pot of Greed for like Harpy's Feather Duster to try and remove back row like that? Or I guess I could also like a trick play would be True Nade into Mazera into destroying 3 cards, right? But I would have to have played that a little bit differently. That's the issue. You showed Tababa Burst to get Blue Fang Burst Dragon. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, does it not let me see it? You revealed it and won't let me see it? Of course it wouldn't. Why would it let me do that? And there's the Tomba bot. Then Tama Bonds. Lets you fusion summon. So now you'll be able to make the guy. Okay, okay. I don't remember what the guy does, so I'm about to learn whether or not I'm actually screwed. If you send a monster for 200, you can destroy one face on monster for 200. Oh, wow. So that works perfectly against the Sati that I was hoping to put in defense position anyway. Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, it didn't matter anyway. Rip. Okay. So that clears my board, right? Because then you just attack the Sati, destroy either one of these. I guess you can't attack again, right? That should be okay. Monster Reincarnation. I did not think that that's what people run in Tamabond. But I guess, yeah, I mean, if you can really make use of it. Do you have a second fusion spell? Oh! Oh, it's even worse. That's not a fusion spell. That's a... I'm about to get hit really hard? Does this kill me? 37 would be 27, 45. Nah, it shouldn't. Right? Because then you just destroy... Oh, but you didn't send a monster with 15. Oh, I see, I see. Unfortunate. Okay. So the milling didn't work out. I get it, I get it. Okay, so this might be a time where I want to be able to do that. Huh? Alright. We'll start off with normal summoning Denticle. Denticle effects activates. Mills 3. Burns you for 700. Let's see. Then we're gonna Legend Priest. Activate Legend Priest effect. Mill some more cards. Make a monster lose some attack and defense. Sure, why not? We'll choose you. Then we're going to sack you two for Grand Legend Priest. Grand Legend Priest activates her effect, sends herself. I can destroy a monster and then add back the Legend Priest to my hand. 1600 or less attack, huh? Oh, that is that. So we'll start off by using Legend Strike, pay 300 life points to be able to have me do I care what I pick up? I do care what I pick up because I can pick up this. Winged Dragon of Chaos comes back, activates the effect, allows me to bring back my Black Magic Ritual, and I get to draw a card from that, which is fun. Then I am going to... Can I use this effect again? Do I want to use this effect again? Yeah, fuck it, why not? We're gonna Legend Priest one more time, activate the effect. Mill another 3, have you lose another 600 attack, and that is what, 2 level 4s. Oh, but I don't have... Oh, for some reason I thought I had a way to bring back the ritual monster, and I don't. I do not have a way to do that. That was a mistake on my part. I'm learning. That is fine. Okay, so then we'll do it this way instead. We're going to do Dedicated Protorion to set a ritual spell. We have quite a bit to choose from. But who do I really want? It depends on who I have, actually. It actually depends on what I am willing to do. I can choose 2 monsters instead. Okay, now that I'm thinking about this, Absorbing Fiend's Mirror works also with the Zera normal monster. So we could run the both Zera rituals and then just have the Zera... If we get the Zera normal ritual in the grave, then it activates both Absorbing Fiend's Mirror and the other, the Zerado. So that could be what I want to do next time. That might be what I have to do. But what ritual should I make here? Stitch makes me Lurker. That's okay. Legends Possessed should be fine. Because then Legend Possessed would allow me to make Legend Lineage Magician. And then I can use Spare Gadgets. Oh, I can't use Spare Gadget. Oh my god, I'm choking. I'm choking so hard. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. I'm learning. I'm gonna destroy the Prisma. I think that's a bit more terrifying than the King Tomabot, because then I can at least crash into it with the Spare Gadgets. The 3 Tomabot from your grave phase out to your field. Ooh, okay. Alright, end phase here. It's just a fun deck used for Rush Archetype Tournament where the legend cards were the same. Oh, okay, okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Tama Launcher, send one face-up Earth attribute, draw a card, and if you send a monster with it, you can draw an additional card, so you get to draw 2 because you had the Tama bot. That makes sense. Uh-oh, set 1. Set 2. Set 3, still my nemesis, let's be quite honest. You did already use your negate attack, so I don't know how worried I should be against something like this. But like you could still have stuff that, you know, hurts me on summon, right? Any interruptions on summon will definitely suck. I don't know. I don't know what the Tamabots have that would be able to do that. That's the issue. Okay, we'll start off easy and see. Okay, so far, so good. Gonna activate Crossroads of Zera. We're gonna make the Mazera. We're gonna activate the effects. And then we'll add back a gadget. And then we're gonna have you discard 3 cards. In case any of those were something that you needed to have a monster in your hand to do some weird activation. That is more than enough. However, should I be greedy on this? I don't know. I don't think I should be. We're just gonna go into battle phase. I know it couldn't be like a dangerous battle trap or anything of the sort. But I mean, I just don't remember what the Tamas have. Alright. GG's. Any chance you give me? Oh, sorry. I did not read chat. I was not reading chat during my turn. I apologize. I am so sorry. I did not see that. I did not see that. That's my bad. My bad. I mean, I had to go anyway. It's already way later than I was planning on streaming. But thank you for the match. I have an idea of what I need to change for this deck. I just need back row. I just need more ways of back row removal. Right? We do have the Legend Strike package, which is really nice, but I'm way too intimidated by set 3 pass in the back row that I might need to remove something to just get back row removal in here. So I'll have to figure that out, but this is not a bad deck. This is... I say that because I won one game. You win one game, all of a sudden your deck is the greatest thing in the world, right? No, I think the pieces are there. I think I just need to figure out whether or not I want to thin my ritual summoning down and trade it off for decks that might give me more, or cards that give me more utility, right? Either card draw or other ways to get cards back that give me other things. Because I realize that, you know, the gadgets are good only if you get them back in hand to be able to normal summon them. I totally forgot that special summoning does not work for their effects. That would be way too broken and fine. But it does give me another body on the field, so it doesn't really matter. Right? When I got the Balloon Batia off, I have to know what my cards do. I think that's also step number 2. is remember how cards work, and then also remember that it is limit 1. So I don't know why I decided to bring back the Black Magic Ritual when I couldn't even summon the Black Magician of Chaos unless I, you know, lichied it back into my deck, which I obviously did not see at all. So yeah, that's gonna be tough. Yeah, but if anyone who's watching or anyone that is that sees the VOD and is here this late for whatever reason, yeah, I'll be doing some Highlander battles next week. If I don't get, obviously, if I'm not getting, I don't think I'm getting my headliner of reigning cards by next week anyway. So we're just gonna do some Highlander battles next week just to see how that goes. So if you want to build some Highlander, please build a deck and see me next week. We'll do some duels, and if not, I'll just play some random people that decide to play on ladder, and then they get to, you know, laugh at my deck a little bit. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. But yeah, that'll be it for me today. Thank you so very much for watching. This has been Protagonist signing out for today, and I will see you all next time. Peace.